Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about asteroids. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Many people believe that if you were to fly a spaceship through the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, you would have to constantly swerve, dodge giant tumbling rocks to avoid a catastrophic collision. We see movie heroes spinning their ships through dense clouds of stone, barely escaping with their lives. But is that Hollywood drama based on reality? What do you think? Would it really be hard to navigate through the asteroid belt? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is regolith. That's regolith. Regolith refers to the layer of loose, heterogeneous, superficial deposits covering solid rock. In the context of asteroids, regolith is the dust or soil that covers their surface, created by millions of years of tiny space rocks and micrometeorites smashing into the asteroid and grinding the surface rock into a fine powder. Because there's no wind or rain in space to wash it away, this rocky debris just sits there, creating a soft, velvety-looking coating over the hard interior. The word comes from Greek roots, regos meaning blanket and lithos meaning rock. It literally translates to a rock blanket, which is a perfect description of how the material wraps around the asteroid or a moon. Scientists study regolith because it acts like a time capsule holding on to chemical signatures of the early solar system. Understanding how regolith behaves is also vital to space agencies like NASA when they try to land a spacecraft on an asteroid, as the, quote, soil might be much fluffier or stickier than the dirt we have here on Earth. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about asteroids. Number 1. There is an asteroid packed with so much precious metals, it could theoretically make every person on Earth a billionaire. Asteroid 16 Psyche is a massive potato-shaped object located in the main asteroid belt. It's almost entirely made out of metal rather than rock or ice. While most asteroids are a mix of silicate minerals, this one appears to be the exposed iron-nickel core of an early planet that lost its outer layers in a series of violent collisions billions of years ago. Estimates of its value based on the current prices of iron, nickel, and gold are about $10 quintillion. I know, not a number that comes up a lot. That's 1 followed by 19 zeros. This is far more than the total value of the entire global economy on Earth. NASA actually launched a mission to visit this gold mine asteroid to study it up close and learn about the building blocks of planets. While we don't have the technology to bring it home or mine it just yet, it just goes to show there are vast resources out among the stars. Number 2. Some asteroids actually have their own tiny moons orbiting around them. For a long time, astronomers thought asteroids were just solitary rocks, but we now know that many of them travel through space with a little companion. About 15% of near-Earth asteroids are binary systems, meaning one large asteroid has a smaller, sort of moonlet trapped in its gravitational pull. The first one ever discovered was Ida, which was found to have a tiny moon named Dactyl when the Galileo spacecraft zipped past it on its way to Jupiter in 1993. These moonlets are often formed when a parent asteroid spins so fast that pieces of it fly off and settle into orbit, or when a collision knocks a chunk loose. Scientists find these pairs incredibly useful because by watching the moon orbit the asteroid, they can calculate the asteroid's mass and density. This is because the mass of the main asteroid will determine how fast the little moonlet has to spin around it. And here's a little bonus fact for today. Not only can asteroids have their own little moons, they can even have rings. We typically associate rings with Saturn and other gas giants, but in 2013, astronomers were shocked to find two narrow, dense rings orbiting an asteroid named Chariklo. Now, Chariklo is only about 155 miles across, making it the smallest object ever found with a ring system. The rings are likely made of water, ice, and debris, possibly created from a collision that sent dust flying into orbit around the rock. Having rings gives this tiny asteroid a majestic, planet-like appearance, but more significantly, it suggests that ring systems might be much more common in the universe than we previously thought. Number 3. One asteroid actually became a temporary moon of the Earth, orbiting us for several months before wandering back into space. While we usually think of the moon as our only natural satellite, Earth occasionally captures what scientists call mini-moons. These are small asteroids that get pulled into a temporary orbit by Earth's gravity, circling us like a second, much smaller moon before eventually breaking free. There was a famous example in 2020 called CD3, a car-sized rock that spent over a year orbiting the Earth before departing. These visitors are incredibly hard to spot because they're so small and dark, but they provide a unique opportunity for study. Scientists believe there's almost always at least one mini-moon orbiting the Earth at any given time, ranging from the size of a dishwasher to a large truck. Number 4. Certain asteroids contain the ingredients for life, including water and amino acids. Scientists have discovered that many asteroids are not just dry rocks. They can actually be rich in volatiles like water, ice, and organic compounds. Missions like Japan's Hayabusa 2 and NASA's OSIRIS-REx have successfully returned samples from asteroids Ryugu and Bennu, finding carbon-rich molecules that are essential for life. This has led to the panspermia theory, which suggests that asteroids crashing into the young Earth billions of years ago might have delivered water and chemicals needed for life to begin. By studying these samples in laboratories on Earth, researchers can look back 4.5 billion years to see what the solar system was like before the Earth even formed. These asteroids are essentially frozen in time, protected from the heat and geological changes that have altered the rocks on our own planet. Finding these building blocks of life on a distant rock in space suggests that the ingredients for life as we know it might be scattered all throughout the galaxy. And our fifth and final fun fact for today: the fastest spinning asteroid ever recorded completes a full rotation in less than 10 seconds. Earth takes 24 hours to spin just once on its axis, but some asteroids can do it in seconds. A tiny asteroid discovered in 2024 named 2024 BX1 was observed spinning once every 2.6 seconds before it entered Earth's atmosphere. These objects have to be incredibly solid because if they were just like rubble piles held together by gravity, the centrifugal force would cause them to fly apart. These super rotators are usually very small, often less than 100 feet across, which allows them to maintain their structural integrity at such high speeds. They get their spin from a phenomenon called the Yorp effect, where sunlight hitting the uneven surface of an asteroid acts as a tiny propeller, slowly speeding up its rotation over millions of years. It's just amazing to think that just the power of light hitting a mountain-sized rock could cause it to spin faster than your kitchen blender. Now for some news you can use. If you're an aspiring stargazer, one of the best hacks for spotting asteroids or even seeing the stars better is to use averted vision. This is a technique where you don't look directly at the object you're trying to see. Instead, you look slightly to the side of it. This works because the center of your eye is packed with cone cells, which are great for color but bad for low light. The edges of your retina, though, are full of the rod cells, which are much more sensitive to dim light. By looking slightly off center, you're hitting the most sensitive part of your eye, which can make a faint asteroid or distant star appear much brighter and clearer. This is a trick that professional astronomers have used for centuries to find objects that are otherwise invisible to the naked eye. So, the next time you're out on a dark night, try looking at a faint star and then shifting your gaze just a tiny bit to the left or right. You'll be amazed at how much more detail pops into view. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked if it's true that the asteroid belt is a crowded obstacle course that requires fancy flying to navigate. Well, that's a fallacy. The truth is, the asteroid belt is incredibly empty. Although there are millions of asteroids, the space they occupy is just so vast that the average distance between any two asteroids is about 600,000 miles. That's more than twice the distance from the Earth to the Moon. And here's yet another bonus fact for today. If you gathered every single asteroid in the entire solar system and lumped them into one ball, that ball would weigh less than our moon. NASA and other space agencies don't have to worry about dodging the rocks when they send probes to the outer planets. It's actually much more difficult to get close to an asteroid. You have to do very careful math just to find one if you want to take a picture of it, and it'd be even harder to make contact. So, while movies make it seem like a harrowing, great adventure, a real trip through the asteroid belt would be a very long, quiet, peaceful journey. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about asteroids with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.